Time now to talk about another episode of The Flash. This one called Snowpack, which is resolving some family issues for Caitlin, also known as Killer Frost. And we got to resolve her family issues dealing with her parents, her mother, who was distant and cold, get it, and her father, who turned out to be the supervillain Icicle. So Icicle returns, and he wants to turn his ex-wife and daughter in. Well, his daughter's already, Killer Frost, but I guess he wanted to make it more permanent, and he was going to turn his wife into another ice person, and that was his plot to do this. Because, he's crazy as Icicle, and for whatever reason, there's no real explanation, but every time you get the ice powers, you develop a split personality. It just, it's kind of stupid. It kind of, in a way, made sense for Caitlin because of her damaged family due to her father mysteriously disappearing or possibly dying, we don't really know, and her mother being, again, cold and distant. So that this might have had some emotional trauma on a child, and she develops this person. But no, it's just the magical ice powers. And meanwhile, the better storyline is continuing with Nora and the Flash and Iris and Eobard Thawne. So it's better because the Snowpack storyline kind of fizzles at the end and gets very, very stupid. But there's some spectacular scenes where they're ripping off Iceman with the ice slides, and father and daughter are fighting, and they're chasing all over this place, and it's really, really spectacular. It really looks cool for television, And then he's about to kill Caitlin, and then love conquered all. He turns back into his normal self and doesn't kill her. And Caitlin, it's me, it's Daddy, and everything's fine and great. And they go back and save Mommy, who, her hair was turning white. So, oh no, the ice power's taking her, but Flash manages to save her. Before it happens, he learns to phase his molecules through the machine and grabbing her at the same time and getting her out. And there you go. She seems safe. Or was she? We see a clue that, it seems to have taken hold. But so that was that. Unfortunately, Cicada shows up at the last minute, and So Killer Frost says, I got this. So I was like, oh man, finally, she's just going to freeze this woman. Well, that would capture and end the whole Cicada story a little too quickly. So she produces two popsicles and they have a sword fight. It's just so stupid. Caitlin could finish this woman and could have finished the other Cicada a long time ago. You made giant ice bridges just a minute ago, and now all you can do is make these popsicles daggers. Oh, God, it really brought the show down. The other story, and this is all about families, of course, and parents and their daughters, and trying to reconnect and all that. And we learned that the mother has a defense for herself because she says, I didn't leave you, you left me. And Caitlin, oh yeah, I did. So they need to reconnect. And also so Cicada gets the better of Killer Frost, and then she's about to kill her, and then suddenly Daddy reappears and takes the knife in the back, and he dies. So, oh no, there goes Daddy Icicle. And, oh gee, that's terrible. And then later, they're just sort of like, joking about him fixing the sink, but he didn't because Mommy did it and all this. And then they just, hey, let's get together and reconnect. And it's just like, I mean, I know he was out of the picture because of what happened to him, but good Lord, that morning period went like that. Jeez. So I don't know. The show is called Snowpack, which was his reference to his family, and he wanted them to literally become the Snowpack. But man, they discard him quickly. It's really, shall I say, cold. So, the better story is with Nora. She's still stuck in the future, and Barry said, if you try to come back, I'll know it, and I'll send you right back, so don't even bother trying. She goes to Reverse Flash, and he says, yes, there is another way to travel through time, through the negative speed force. Yes. You must use the dark side of the Force. Good. So, of course, she learns the dark side of the Speed Force. And this is how she can get back. She tries, but she can't quite do it. And Thawne says, well, you're just too sweet and good of a person. You got to have full, almost hateful rage in order to activate it. And so I guess you just can't do it. And at the time, he's reluctant for her to do it because love is winning. He actually cares about Nora and doesn't want her to go down a dark path like he did. Meanwhile, they actually have a very good fight between Iris and Barry. And instead of just Barry like, I was wrong and you were right. No, he stands his ground. He's very upset. And she says, well, you're being emotional. Oh, it's because of your mother. Well, yeah, the guy murdered his mother right in front of him. So, yeah, he's very angry and stuff. But she said, you should have discussed this with me. And I don't like the idea that our daughter is now banished and all this sort of thing. That it said, she's the daughter from the future. She can't stay in the past forever. So eventually you're going to have to, have the daughter. So, also, doesn't this change timelines and everything? I don't know. But anyway, it's actually pretty good. It's very credible and real and without the, we got to do a feminist moment here or something. No, they don't really do that. It's a very real argument between the two. And it's good. Too bad the show gets ruined by Snowpack, but it's a good performance and a good scene, and it sets it off. Barry goes off on a mission to deal with Caitlin and all that, and then Iris, with help from Elongated Man, Dibney, they take the time sphere, and she travels to the future and confronts Thawne right when they're in the middle of meeting with Nora. And all this stuff, and she gets the vibe, no pun intended, here that yes, Thawne does actually care for Nora, and an argument blows up, and then Nora develops the necessary rage at her father to access the dark Speed Force, or the negative force, yeah. So she takes off running, and then, the red vortex appears, and she goes through it, and there you go. And Iris tells Thawne to leave my daughter alone and all this stuff and all that. And then they leave, and they go back to deal with the case at hand, and all is well and good there. And then Barry and Iris reconnect, and they understand each other better. And realize, okay, let's get Nora back and try to work this out and all that sort of stuff. Well, Nora appears after coming out of the negative force, and she's got the red glowing eyes that Reverse Flash had. So, she's been seduced by the dark side. And so that's where we leave it. And that's all good, but the show is called Snowpack, and boy, does that just sort of... It melts very quickly. Because I tell you, I don't know because they need Cicada to continue on, and there's a little bit of there where she's, they're the same person, but it looks creepy, where she's got the little girl still in a coma at her secret hideout, and all that. So perhaps love will find a way, and again, and the young girl will remind the old version of what she should have been or something. I don't know, because the girl seemed pretty psychotic in that dream world that Nora went to, so I don't know. But anyway, yeah, there's that, but still, Snowpack really drags this down. So, only for the Nora story with Iris and Barry does it kind of save it, so that'll earn it 3 stars, but... yeah, boy, these problems here, you needed to think up a different way of how Cicada could win that battle, rather than just Killer Frost decides 2 popsicles will do the job. When you just could have put it in a block of ice and done. So, oh, well, what are you going to do? So there you go, The Flash. Snowpack, still the best of the CW superhero shows, but considering how far those have fallen... That's not saying much anymore, is it? No, it really isn't. Oh, well, there you go. Thank you for watching and listening. Please like and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, I thank you for taking your time out to watch it anyway. And for those of you who have subscribed, I do appreciate you doing so. And hey, while you're here, check out that link description below. That'll take you to my many stores that have plenty of goodies for you. Yeah.